friends, welcome back to my channel. I am very happy today to bring you my first update on my Pan Those Palettes challenge that I am working with. In case you have missed my intro video or want just a link to my playlist, I'm going to link it up here in the little I box and you can go ahead and check that out. This is going to be a bit more than a regular update because, as I mentioned in my intro, I am going to be using these Monday through Friday and then letting myself, especially with eyeshadow, play with one palette a month. And so this past month I pulled out on the weekends this Julep palette. This is the Sweep Photogenic palette. I got this, it says 2014. I feel like that's probably accurate. This is what the palette looks like. I was using it on the weekends. This palette, like, initially is so pretty. You're like, yes, like, look at these colors. They're different. They like look really nice. Nope, they all basically produce the same look, which is upsetting because there's a lot of different variation here, but at the end of the day, the colors all become very muddy. And even though I want to love this, I don't. So I am saying goodbye to it. I am very proud of myself. I didn't really use it throughout most of the weekends. I used it a couple of times on 2 different weekends, and I was just like, no, these are all coming out the same. I keep wiping off the eyeshadow. I don't like the impact of it. So I'm saying goodbye to it, and I'm very proud of myself. And at the same time, for the first weekend of February, I went to pull out my Revealed 3 palette. And again, same deal. These colors are really pretty, but there is not a lot of variation between the shades. So when you go to put these on your eyes, they end up getting, again, very muddy, and they all sort of create the same look. And some of my favorite colors are like these, like 6 here or 5 that are going along this line. And I'm just like, I have so many of that color. I just have so many of them that it's not worth it for me to keep the palette just for those 5 shades. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this as well. I'm a little torn though with what to do with these. I don't know if I should, like, I don't have people in my life who I can pass these on to. They've kind of been like, Victoria, how do you have all this makeup to give us? Like, the last makeup you gave me, I don't have any use for. And that happened with my last declutter that I did, like my first real declutter that I've ever done. And I don't know what to do with these. I don't know, like, I've seen people do like blog sales before. I just don't know what the recommendation is. I feel weird just throwing them out, but I also don't want them anymore. So if you guys have any tips on what to do with these or any future palettes that I might end up decluttering because they're just not my jam, let me know in the comments below because I'm kind of a little torn about it. Like, I want them out of my life, but I don't know if putting them in the trash is the way I want to go. But enough of that, let's get to the actual progress update. So we'll start with my How About Them Apples palette. I'll go ahead and insert for you guys just a little clip of where it was last month. And now this is where I am this month. I feel like you're not going to see a ton of noticeable progress happening. I'm going to go ahead and talk you guys through what I've been doing. I would say the past like week and a half, I've become very into crisp. I have crisp on my cheeks today. This sheen is coming from a highlight, not from this. But crisp to me, I've always kind of considered it to be like a Benefit Rockateur cream version. This is what it looks like. You can definitely see there's like a rose gold sort of sheen in here. It's a really pretty color, but it is not easy to pull product out of this bin or out of this little tin. I've been using my stipple brush from Real Techniques, and I have to like really like jam it in there to get product out. So I feel like even though I'm kind of making a bit of a dip, as you could probably see there, it's not as creamy as the other one. So I'm glad I'm working on this now because I feel like it's going to take me much longer to pan this than it will Candy and Pie. And I already know that Cobbler is going to be a production to use. I was trying to use Cobbler as a like lip base to my lipstick in the morning, but I'm pretty sure this was drying the bejesus out of my lips. So I don't think I can use this as a lip product, which means that I'm gonna have to really work really hard this summer on using this. I feel like the summertime will be maybe a good time to use this like reddish tone. I don't know, but I knew these were gonna be the most challenging colors to use. So I'm happy that I'm working on crisp right now, and I want to keep working through it. I'm going to try just to keep using it until I'm kind of sick of it, and then move back over to Candy and Pie. These, like, Candy is a really soft type of cream. So I have to be very gentle with a stipple brush when I pick this up because I can easily pick up way too much and then I have no way of blending it because there's just not enough cheek for all that product. And then cider is like the happy medium. Cider, I find I have a dip going in there and it's not as, I don't have to be as cautious with it as I do with candy, but you know, I'm not sick of it yet. I'm happy with it and I'm making a use out of 3 of the colors. It's just that top one that will be the most challenging for me. The second palette I'd like to update you guys on is the Blush Nudes. I will once again post for you quickly here my progress the last month. This is where I currently stand after 1 month of usage. I'm very happy with myself, might I just say. I have really gone ham on this color. This has been sort of like my everyday lid color. I've been loving this shade all over my eyes. I really do like light taupes on my eyes, and then I've been using this basically in my crease. I think it's a really pretty crease color, and then when I get basically sick of those two, I will move on to using this color in my crease, which I've also used enough to hit pan on. This is, as you can maybe see here when you look close at it, it is not super finely milled, so it is really easy to get a lot of product on your brush, and it does take a lot of product to build up a nice color. I have it on my lid today in my I have it on my eye today in my crease. Really big fan of that. I've occasionally used this like only matte color in here. It's really not an impactful color. I have to really work hard to scrape product out, and then I don't feel like it lasts all day on my eye even with a base and a primer. So this one definitely will not go down without a fight. And then I've used this maybe a handful of times, but not super often. I've really been favoring this one probably because it has pan on it and I like the color. And then I haven't really touched these 3, which I do know is dangerous because this is what I'm using as a crease color right now, and these are much darker. So I feel like I don't need a lot of product. So unless these are like not very finely milled or not very jam-packed in here, it will take me a while to work through them. But for now, I just want to keep focusing on these 3 and occasionally these 2. And I think once I get through those 3 pans, I'll be much more motivated to move on to other things. Now, as you can probably tell from this, I have to pull in other shades because those aren't enough to produce full looks with. So to give you guys a little bit of an update, I've been using the Studio Makeup On The Go eyeshadow palette, and I have been really like crazily creating a big, I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, like a big dip in that shadow. This is what I've been using. Like basically after I put my eyeshadow base on, I will put my entire eye will be covered in this cream color, and then I'll go on with my crease and then my lid color. So I feel like I'm probably gonna end up panning this without intending to because I put it on every single day. And then when I'm using this like maroonish color, I like to have like a nice sort of light champagne almost-esque color. So I happened to look in my single eyeshadow collection and I came across the Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy. So I've been using this as my lid when I use that maroonish color. It's what I have on today. This, only thing I don't like about this, maybe you can see when you look up close, is there are these like little flakes of glitter that sometimes the color will pack onto my lid really nicely, but I'll have like maybe like a fleck or 2 of glitter and I'm just kind of like, ugh, I hate that. I really hate that. It looks like I got in a fight with some craft glitter and lost, and I don't like the look of that, but I do still like this shade overall, and I want to try to work on singles if I can, because I really hate doing like what I'm about to do in this palette. I hate like panning one color and then like I don't have anything else. I need this color to work with these shades as well. So I probably should just buy a color like this, but I'm also too stubborn because I'm like, I already have a bunch of that cream shade. But like at some point in time, I'm going to get to a place where I've literally wiped out all of my creams from all of my palettes, which I'm sure I'm being dramatic and it will take me a super long time to do that. But it's one like downside of there not really being any creams in here because I've already panned them in previous things. So that's where I'm at with it. I am loving it. I'm really not sick of it at all, which when I think about my last project palette challenge that I was doing, I did not feel this good a month in, and maybe because I'm more realistic now with using shadows, or maybe because I made so much progress, who knows. But my goals for next time for the palette is I would really like to work through as much of this, if not all of this color. That way I can move on to focusing on more of these tones. I also would really like to get rid of like this top half of shadow. I'm trying really hard to hit and fully pan the side here. I feel like you can kind of see that I'm hitting some like weird pan, but I haven't fully committed to getting the full side exposed. And then I'd like to also widen this. We'll see. I'm going to try also to use some of these darker shades, but I'm someone who once I hit pan, I get really hooked on using that shadow in particular. So I may not touch those at all. I may keep neglecting them, which could be very risky, but we'll see. All right, guys, this has gone on for long enough. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.